A little earlier, we spoke to our correspondent Gulliver Cragg, who's been reporting just last weekend from the Ukrainian front line. He's now back in Kiev.
There's not really very much that we get from this. The readout from the White House pretty much just reiterated what Joe Biden had already said that he would say to Vladimir Putin in terms of threatening sanctions if there is another major escalation in the conflict, and saying that the US is deeply concerned by this very, very significant build-up of Russian troops, not just to the east of Ukraine's border with Russia, but also to the north, and also troops in Belarus and, of course, in Crimea, which Russia annexed in 2014, actually, from Ukraine. And so the US reiterating its concerns there. The Kremlin's readout came out a long time after the discussions finished, ominously long, Ukrainians thought. And when it was published, it did seem to be in a tone that suggested Vladimir Putin had not really appreciated the conversation very much. The Kremlin's readout reiterated Russia's position that this is an internal Ukrainian crisis only. Russia continues to deny its involvement at all, despite the very, very extensive evidence that Russia is directing, funding and arming those forces in eastern Ukraine, which have occupied a part of the Donbas region. And the Kremlin's readout also said that it's not Russia being aggressive, it's NATO being aggressive due to its deployments in Ukraine. This has always been Russia's line, but simply sort of going hard in on that again in quite tough-talking language against the American stance doesn't sound like Vladimir Putin thinks that the conversation went all that well. But what that means for Ukraine and for the coming days, weeks or months, I mean, it's anyone's guess, really.